Hey, beautiful people. July 26th is a massive faded turning point in the sky. Within just a few hours of each other, two huge cosmic shifts occur. First, Saturn stations retrograde in Aries. The great architect of discipline and boundaries pauses in fiery, impulsive Aries, ordering a mandatory audit of leadership, drive, and personal endurance. And secondly, the true node retrograde enters Aquarius and south node enters Leo. The karmic axis of destiny officially shifts into Aquarius, that's the north node, and Leo, the south node. For the next 18 months, humanity's collective soul growth is moving away from ego-driven performative drama, aka south node and Leo, and toward community innovation, systemic equity, and collective liberation, aka north node and Aquarius. Let's break down what happens when Saturn retrograde in Aries meets the north node in Aquarius in plain English, shall we? Aries energy wants to rush ahead as a solo warrior, screaming, "I'll do it all by myself." But Saturn retrograde steps in and says, if you keep sprinting alone without a sustainable blueprint, you are going to burn out. Then hours later, the true north node enters Aquarius and hands us the ultimate key. You were never meant to carry the world on your back alone. The South Node in Leo is asking us to release the need for applause, main character drama, and performative ego. The North Node in Aquarius is calling us to step into our unique genius for the benefit of the collective. Saturn retrograde in Aries is restructuring how we lead so that as the North Node moves through Aquarius, we can build innovative, long-term community structures that actually last. It's a shift from look at me to look at what we're building together. Listen for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus to see where Saturn retrograde and the nodal shift into Aquarius and Leo are activating your chart. Starting with Aries. Saturn retrograde in your first house forces you to stop pushing your physical body to burnout. Meanwhile, the North Node shifting into your 11th house tells you that your future success depends on collaboration, community, and leaning on your tribe rather than fighting every battle alone, Aries. Taurus. Saturn retrograde in your 12th house demands quiet rest, mental health boundaries, and spiritual hygiene. The North Node moving into your 10th house calls you toward faded career visibility. You're stepping into public authority, but only if your internal subconscious foundation is rested and solid. Gemini. Saturn retrograde audits your friendship circles and group alliances. Cut out energy vampires, please. As the North Node enters your 9th house, your soul is pulled toward higher wisdom, teaching, publishing, and expanding your worldview. Stop keeping your mind in small local boxes. Cancer. Saturn retrograde in your 10th house audits your career blueprint. Build real, lasting authority instead of conforming to toxic corporate expectations. The North Node entering your 8th house calls for deep emotional intimacy, shared wealth, and reclaiming your psychological power. Leo. Saturn retrograde in your 9th house asks you to refine your core beliefs and long-term vision. With the South Node entering your sign and the North Node entering your 7th house, it's time to shed performative ego dynamics and step into true balanced relational equity with partners. Virgo. Saturn retrograde in your 8th house restructures your joint finances, debts, and energetic investments. The North Node moving into your 6th house pulls your focus toward revolutionary daily systems, somatic healing, and sustainable work habits. Make your daily routine a sacred temple. Libra. Saturn retrograde in your 7th house tests committed business and romantic partnerships. Set firm foundations, Libra. As the North Node enters your 5th house, your soul growth lies in uninhibited creative joy, authentic self-expression, and allowing yourself to play without seeking approval. Scorpio. Your Saturn retrograde in your 6th house warns against overworking. Fix your daily routine, Scorpio. The North Node entering your 4th house shifts your long-term focus toward healing ancestral roots, building your private sanctuary, and grounding your emotional foundations. Sagittarius. Saturn retrograde in your 5th house asks you to take your creative mastery seriously while stripping away your frivolous distractions. The North Node entering your 3rd house urges you to master your local voice, write, record, and share your message with your immediate community. Stop playing, Sagittarius. Capricorn. Your ruling planet Saturn goes retrograde in your 4th house of home and roots. Time to heal domestic boundaries. Meanwhile, the North Node entering your second house shifts your destiny toward building innovative financial self-sufficiency and unshakable self-worth. Aquarius. Saturn retrograde in your third house clears mental clutter and restructures your communication. Most importantly, the North Node is officially entering your sign. A massive 18-month era of personal rebirth, sovereign identity, and stepping into your visionary destiny begins today. Congratulations. And lastly, Pisces. Saturn retrograde in your second house audits your finances and internal values. Stop undercharging, Pisces. The North Node entering your 12th house calls you toward deep spiritual surrender, intuitive mastery, and releasing old martyr patterns. Trust your inner sanctuary. Look at what the universe is doing here. Saturn is telling us to stop rushing into battle alone, while the North Node entering Aquarius is handing us the blueprint for collective power, authentic community, and future-focused wisdom. Release the need to perform for audiences that doesn't even see the real you. Restructure your boundaries and pace your endurance, and let yourself be supported by the people who match your frequency. Hello, somebody. You don't have to carry the whole world on your shoulders to prove that you're strong. Build your foundation, trust your community, and step into your sovereign truth. I love you. I mean it. And there's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. I'm holding space for your highest evolution. And as always, stay grounded, stay sovereign, and I'll see you on the next transit.